Hi, my name is Angelica DeLeon and I am the founder of Leon. Because Leon has been something that I've been very passionate about doing for about 5 years now, today I'd like to see other people understand and appreciate the company for what it is, in its authenticity, being for the petite woman. So what I like to see today is people understand what I'm doing and to appreciate it. And then obviously, hopefully buy online. In general, as of right now, we're facing a lot of product market fit challenges on the back end of our distributors, and really getting clothing pieces that are speaking to the petite woman. We work on it every single day with our suppliers to see exactly what they have to offer us and our designs and how the petite woman is actually fitting in this whole picture. As you may think or know, women are very different, and to put a petite woman in that box is both unfair and it's not what we're trying to do at Leon. I'm looking for really honest feedback. I want to know if I make sense, right? I feel like there's a lot of times where we're so passionate about a certain topic that we can talk a lot about it. So I want to make sure that I'm very clear about what Leon is doing. And I also want to know what else they'd like to hear as an investor or as a person, as an audience, what they'd like to hear that the company's been up to.
Angelica, you've been preparing now for weeks for this moment. How are you feeling?
Well, I'm feeling nervous, tad bit nervous, excited, but overall grateful for the opportunity to be here.
We wish you all the luck. Go
Thank
get
you.
them.
Thank you so much. Hi, my name is Angelica DeLeon and I am the founder of Leon. 40% of US American women are considered petite, under 5 foot and 5 inches. However, the fashion retail market only showcases an average American size 8, and as a result, misses out on a $9.5 billion market opportunity. Hi, my name is Angelica DeLeon and I am the founder of Leon. Leon is an e-commerce petite women's clothing brand created by a petite woman for petite women. Some of the main pain points that got me to begin Leon were some of the things you see here. Hearing and saying things like, these pants are too long, or I don't want to shop in the kids section anymore, are some of the things that got me to begin Leon. One of the main products here is called Lined Up. To give you an overview of our products and how we operate within Leon, Lined Up is bought from our suppliers for $14.83, and we sell it online for $50 plus a $10 flat shipping rate. This goes across the board for all of our products for about a 75% margin. Some of the main things that we have at Leon are that we carry no inventory. We have a huge market opportunity, 9.8 billion, sounds pretty good. And last but not least, our Petite Influencer program that allows petite models on Instagram to harness business profiles with us. The Leon team consists of myself as a founder and Shirley Ayala, head of partnerships, aka my sister. And our mission, my mission for Leon, is for it to become the premier destination for petite women to finally feel empowered in the clothes that they wear without compromising their wallet, their modern styles, and most importantly, their true fit. Thank you.
Awesome. Well done. I enjoyed it. I see they saved the best for last.
Thank you.
Angelica, so
Yes.
great. I think you hit a lot of numbers. I think you gave a lot of information very quickly that allowed anyone listening to you or meeting you for the first time to understand who you are and what you're doing. Is that a Leon jacket?
It sure is. Actually, the blazer and the pants are in prototype right now. I don't know how I feel about this too much, but that's basically what I do. I order the pieces, and I give it a try, a feel for a couple of days, a couple of weeks to see how I feel in them. And then when I'm ready to go and put it in production and online, I sell it. This vest right now is online to sell.
Okay.
Yes.
Mention that in your presentation.
Okay.
If you didn't, the slides were very compelling, but if you did not have the slides and you were just you and
Okay.
you're very compelling, also let them know what you're wearing
Okay.
is part of what you curate. Let's see. I also offer, so you have a great smile, you have a great personality, and your delivery is great. There were lots of turns, lots of hair tossing when you referenced the slides, so I didn't know to go to the slides or go back to you.
Got it, okay.
And you are the focus,
Okay.
and you're compelling. So manage your turns,
Okay.
or choose a position that allows you to do a both and at the same time.
Okay.
Make sense?
Yes.
Okay, that's what I got for now.
Thank you very much.
So I think you did a really great job, and as a fellow petite woman, I'm very excited that this exists. A couple of questions for you.
Yes.
What's next? Like, how many SKUs do you guys have? What are you looking to raise money for? Are you looking to raise money? So it kind of left me asking, like, what's your vision for Leon?
Okay, so right now we are at the stages where I kind of want to stop the production as far as what we have to offer online. And moving forward, what we really want to do is harness more social media partnerships that have in the past allowed us to gain more loyal customers and followers. So our next step is basically harnessing more of the social media influencer partnerships and being more organic and growing that online brand.
And is that to get more customers?
Yes, more customers, and then more than that, though, a loyal community. I feel like if you're petite, you know the struggle. If you're petite and you're looking and you're investing so much time and money for alterations or just finding what fits you, especially if you're in the workforce, just to make sure at like top of head in consumers' mind, Leon as a brand would be a goal for us to make sure that we're that one brand that they think about.
Is there a part of the petite woman's closet that you want to own? Is it workwear? Is it both?
So that's a great question. Thank you for asking that. Throughout the years, it's been kind of a little bit of both, and I feel like it's transitioned with me. So when I was in college, it was more of like going out and doing all the fun things. And then when I started my internship, I started realizing that I was missing out on pants to wear to work. So right now we are transitioning to a bit more of workwear, and I think that's where the big opportunity is, because places like Nordstrom and Banana Republic, they do offer the same things, but their styles are kind of all right, and then the prices are also sometimes unaffordable for recent graduates or mid-professionals.
So I guess just 3 quick points of feedback
Yes.
is sharing that aesthetic. So I think your deck was great. It was like super simple, easy to understand, but because you're selling such a visual product,
Okay.
maybe having like a little bit of more of like, what's your style, what's your aesthetic,
Okay.
painting a picture of who you're for, or maybe the moments and modes that you're for the petite woman. And then last, this is very specific, but your first slide caught my attention right away, because right away I was like, wow, this is an issue, or this is a market. But it went from number of women that are petite to the average size of clothes that are made.
Okay.
And for me, like, I was like, wait, so are you making clothes that are smaller, bigger? Like, I didn't quite know.
Okay.
I think in terms of like threading the story through, that second stat, perhaps rather than making it for a size 8, could be like, well, actually, clothes that are sold for a woman who's like 5'8".
Got it.
Right, rather than
Okay.
because that way you're really about petite woman and about petite women of all sizes, because on your next slide you had extra, extra small all the way through extra large.
Okay.
So just like threading that through.
Got it. Thank you.
I think you did great. This was a great pitch. I think the thing that I like the most about it is I think a lot of entrepreneurs struggle with understanding that they only have 60 seconds, so they try to fit as many things in as possible. And I think you hit the major points that really like frame why what you're doing is important. The other part I think is really important is really telling that story and vision. And you ended on that high note of like, this is the world we want to live in, and this is how my product fits into that inevitable world that we're going to create. And so I think you did a really great job on that. What I also wanted to hear a little bit about was why you? Why are you like the perfect person to build this company?
Okay.
Is it, obviously there's some like personal connection to it, but is there something in your history, stuff you've worked on in the past, things you've seen that maybe other people haven't seen? how are you the right CEO for this business? Because you already framed it that this needs to happen, but why are you going to execute for the future?
Got it. Okay. Thank you.
Cool. And then I guess the last thing is, how are you getting customers? What's the process for getting people on? Do you have a particular strategy, or are you still kind of figuring that out? You don't have to have all those answers, but it's just something that would be the next question I would ask.
Okay. So like giving a bit more of what the business model and how we're actually making money.
Well, less on the business. Well, I assume the business model is like a normal e-commerce business, right?
Yes.
You talked a little bit about your margins. What I'm talking about is, are you going after particular influencers?
Okay.
Are you building out, a content strategy? What is the particular strategy that you've either tested or you're thinking about, or an example of how it's worked for a different brand? There's a bunch of plus size brands. Is there stuff that's analogous for what they're doing that you could also do and piggyback off of? Then it makes it easy for the investor, even if they may not understand your market, it may not be the customer, they might understand, okay, these are the steps that you can go through in order to build the business that you're talking about.
Got it. Thank you for that.
So great job, great energy. I think for me, and this is more personal nuance, the first slide, yes, it says you have a big market. It's about, but I would have liked you to start with, I'm an e-commerce man. Like, tell me what the company is from the start, and then this is the market that supports it. That's just like a personal preference and a nit. And so just be mindful that some investors, certain things sit with them in certain orders, right? And so everybody is different, but that was just one nuance. The other thing is, you didn't tell me what the ask is, right?
Okay.
So even if you are going to, you're doing the elevator pitch with Frank here, right? You just happen to meet him at a cocktail hour. What's the ask? Maybe the ask is, Frank, I just want to have coffee with you and just get your thoughts on A, B, and C, right? Frank, I really need you to invest in this, and this is why I need you, right? What's the ask? Tell me what the ask is and why it's important. Like, how does it take the brand to the next step? Right? I think that that's really important, and I think a lot of times we just want to tell the story and we forget to ask, because it's nice, like you tell me the story and I go, yeah, that's great. Okay, right?
Yeah.
So talk about that, what your ask is, and talk about what's next for the brand. Now, the one question I had, you mentioned a moment ago that you want to reduce the SKUs and kind of focus more on the influencer program.
Yes.
Why?
Thank you for your question. Why? Well, so far, some of the experiences that we've had, a lot of people are kind of going towards certain products and not the entire line collection. And I felt through the past influencer programs that we have had, the same products that they were wearing during that cycle were the ones that people were going towards. And we found success there. So I'm thinking of kind of like re-strategizing that to gain more success in that same process of putting the products that we want to sell more on that influencer, and kind of just focus on those products, because we are moving more towards away from the party scene kind of clothes that we provide to the workwear. So kind of rebranding and re-strategizing that and using the influencer to help us do so is where my mind is at right now.
That may be an opportunity to, in your marketing, like we go through cycles. So this part of the year, we're focusing on college to corporate, and now we're focusing on, for the closet space, we're focusing on in corporate and getting the promotion. So that may be some information that you can put in that really seals the deal and captures, like, okay, she's clear on her customers, and she's clear on the cycles that they take. So that's great. And I would offer, however you put that in there, do put that in there. I do want to also say that I like that you said you have a team.
Yes.
So that's good. And you said it's your sister?
It sure is.
Okay. So that lets me know that you're supported, and it lets me know that you can't do this alone, right? So that may also tie into the ask. So remember that, and thank you. I just had fun with the John B asking the question about how much closet share do you want? Because the college to corporate, the way you describe that is very huge, because so many of us have found ourselves in that space, like, I don't have anything to wear, or I've received interns that missed the mark.
Okay.
And so I need to support them with getting the proper wear.
And just quickly to add to that, it's also because it's such a personal story and you decided to sort of shift from party wear to more the corporate look, but also painting enough of an external market picture so that an investor might not be like, well, if you change your mind next, is this going to change too? So I think striking that balance between like, this is the evolution I went through, and I think workwear and corporate wear is a really big opportunity, especially because pants are really hard to tailor, and therefore this is the market we're focusing on, because I think it shows a definitiveness as opposed to somebody being like, well, if your aesthetic changes, is the company going to change?
Is there anything, this is a question, is there anything happening in the market now that you think is pushing you to be able to execute well on this? Because I think one of the things that's usually missing from a pitch is some sense of urgency. So I might hear your pitch and I think it's really good and like, okay, cool. Well, I'll talk to you in 6 months and see how you're doing. Like there's no reason why I have to invest or support right now. Is there something in the market? Are there other companies that are growing at a certain pace? Is there other things you can piggyback off of? Is there things happening in culture that you can tie into? Are there those components that you can use and draft off of essentially?
Yes. There are two main ones that come to mind when you say that. One is the e-commerce boom. Everyone is doing everything on digital, which we all know of, but mainly shopping online. And the other is social media influencers. They're becoming a business of their own and harnessing that customer on Instagram even, which is our main social media platform that we do use, is where the mindset is right now. And those are the two main opportunities that we're kind of integrating Leon with.
Great job.
Okay.
Yeah, good job.
Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Good job.
Thank you. Thank you.
Way to go, Angelica. How did you feel about that pitch?
I felt great. I thought the esteemed panelists were very inviting, very insightful with the questions and thoughts that they had, and I'm excited for what's next.
What do you feel like they challenged you on?
Really, the storytelling of my pitch, telling me that maybe even saying that what I'm wearing right now is Leon, being more authentic in that sense, and really how I'm telling my story.
Like really owning your brand.
Yes.
What are the next steps now that you have this feedback? What are you going to do next?
Well, next I'm going to share the insights with my sister, and we're going to keep on moving Leon forward.
Wonderful. Best of luck to you.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I was so excited to get up there. I was nervous, I will say that. I hope it didn't show too much, but it's always fun to get up there and talk about what I'm very passionate about. And the judges were they were very insightful in their questions and in the comments that they had. So I was really, it was a good experience up there. I learned that I can say that I'm wearing Leon, although that's kind of a given, but it's always nice to be reminded that you can definitely say, hey, this is something that I'm wearing right now. And the other thing that I really learned today was that, and because there were a lot of men on the panel, they may not know about the petite women's sector, so kind of giving them examples of what other companies are doing so that they can get in the same mind frame as what Leon is in right now. You see people on TV and they seem very relaxed and very easygoing, like they have it all together. Now I know that's all a lie. They're actually probably like breaking down backstage, because that's what I was feeling like, very nervous. But once they say go and everyone's ready for you to go, you have to go out there and be yourself, obviously, so that it doesn't seem like you're too tense. And even if you're a bit nervous, the energy in the room, I think everyone, the Forbes team, the panelists, the other contestant founders were all very inviting, and I felt very comfortable. So I actually went to my undergraduate at Seton Hall University, and when I was working at Seton Hall, I got the itch to study abroad at Beijing, in Shanghai actually at the time. And it was in between me seeking for an internship and starting my first job on campus. And I found that I was having such a hard time looking for clothes that fit me, whether that was pants, dress pants, or a nice blazer. And yes, the Banana Republics and the Nordstroms and the big brands have them, and they're so beautiful. However, I couldn't afford most of them, so I thought, okay, I'll make my own clothes. So I started making my own clothes at home. kind of like a pastime thing. It runs in my family, seamstress. So I think that's where I got that from, that passion from. But I started making clothes at home, and then when I went abroad, I met with a supplier, and they kind of said, hey, we can continue the relationship through WeChat. When you get back to the States, what do you think? I said, sure, let's give it a try. And we gave it a try, and 4 years later, we're still churning. So it's been a long road, but I would not give it up for anything. Actually, fashion is not my passion. Ironically enough, fashion is not my passion. E-commerce, more in the tech space, is more of my passion now. I would say I love to work in environments that I am allowed to wear whatever I'd like to wear. I do use clothes to express myself and for it to become an expression of who I am, an extension of who I am. But I'm not New York Fashion Week every single year. What I will say is that Leon, it speaks true to that nature, because you may love how you look and what you're wearing and you want to feel comfortable in it. Doesn't make you a fashionista, right? It makes you just someone that loves to look good. And I think that's in the core of Leon, as a woman that loves to look great, wants to feel empowered in what they wear, and really works at whatever she wants to work at, whether that's at a doctor's office, business, tech, whatever it may be. She can be a Leon woman as well. So for Leon, I would love Leon to harness more of an online brand. I do not want to sell in stores. We went down that road, retail, and we decided that it wasn't the best for Leon. I think that right now, really harnessing the online consumer and being that brand where women don't have to go 5 hours, 4 hours, 3 hours to find something that fits her. Being that place where they can go online and see something that they like and almost feel confident that it will fit them exactly how it needs to fit them. Being that place. So Leon, mainly what I'm looking forward to right now is for it to be impactful online for petite women specifically. I will say that the reason why I've been able to fail so many times is because I didn't invest a lot of my money. I invested a lot of my time. Up to this date, Leon has not spent $1 on marketing spend, and that's been because of my community, my family and friends that have joined us, whether that's through being a model or photographer or videographer or helping us create content. Starting at home, I would say do it. Do it, fail. If you fail, try again. Just don't break your bank by doing that or put a hole in your wallet. If that's the case, then take it step by step, but start with your first prototype, get it out. If people like it, keep on rolling, and customers will come to you, or you go to them too. Okay. So one of the things that I did here was one of the judges let me know that she prefers, and I know it's a personal thing, but she prefers when you introduce yourself first. Instead of the numbers, big opportunity numbers, which are always enticing to the investor. But I think that her feedback calls to my idea of being authentic, right, with my brand and who I am. So starting the pitch with who I am and a little bit of a background of why I started Leon, I think would be a nice segue into now the market opportunity, so that you know that the investors are not only buying the market opportunity, they're buying you, right? Like, well, that sounds off, but they're investing in you as a founder, not just the company itself. It's the founder that's really pushing it forward. So saying who you are and why you started this, the big why, I think definitely from the feedback that I received today are one of the main things I'm going to change moving forward. And the next thing that I would change, one of the founders let me know that saying that I'm wearing Leon is very impactful to the investor, because it kind of brings, not kind of, it definitely does a 3D version of the product photos that you may have, and brings it to life, especially because it's a clothing brand. It's so easy to do.